Hello, one and all, and welcome along to the Laundry Room Podcast. A very warm welcome to you. I hope you're good. I hope you're all well this week. Thank you for listening in, as always. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode and all the ones previous. But today, I am joined by an absolute queen of queens of queens of queens, who's also a king, but sometimes definitely a queen. Please clap your thighs together. Go crazy in your homes. It's the one, the only. It's Tina Legs Tantrum.
Hey.
What's the fucking crack?
Hello, Roxanne.
Oh my God, after all this time with that.
I know, I'm in your room. I'm in your room.
It's like Martine McCutcheon all this time.
All
this
Maybe
time.
this time
I'll
be lucky.
Everybody comes in here and sits like, look at all this. And I'm like, I know. I'm like,
It's lovely.
Like,
It's really cute.
Aaron Butler, the comedian, was like, oh my God. I'm like, can I dress you up?
It's lovely. How long have you lived here?
I've been here 5 years.
Wow.
Or maybe 6 now. I've lost count.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting too small for one man. I need like
You need
bigger room.
Yeah, you do. You need a bigger caravan. This one's isn't kind of rocking.
I know, it's only one berth, for God's sake. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's a look in the more berths. Possibly if Conor McGregor becomes president of Ireland, he says he'd get me a 3-berth one, so
That's
he will.
it.
He'll come in and he'll book me.
Roxy's going to get a barge. She's going to live on a barge.
Amsterdam, I would get no boobs. I would work in a window, and then I would get off the boat and go, hey, do you want to fucking play with my flips? I would love to live in Amsterdam. It'd be great. My favourite. I could see you living in Amsterdam. No, you'd be Gran Canaria woman. You'd be.
I'm a GC girl.
You'd be in the Spanish sun.
I am a GC girl.
Lovely big set of breasts, nice long human hair right down to your arse.
Speaking of GC, I seen you had a go. Oh, I loved your podcast with Miss Brandy.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Miss Brandy. That's dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Miss Brandy.
I know. When I'm over, it's like. I
would love to hear her say your name. I took a video with Dinah and she was like, "Tell me where you pissed from." I was like,
you were like, what?
It's like, I knew straight away. I was like, I can translate pished. I was like, yes, absolutely. It's fucking brilliant. But I just love over there. It's becoming one of my favourite things. Like, I've been over twice, but I'm still like, I need to go again. I
know. Well, with my commitment going back to Union Street every Saturday.
She's back, yes.
She's back.
If anybody haven't known yet, she's back on a Saturday.
Every Saturday, bottomless brunch from 1 until 4. And then show starts at 4 in Shoe Factory.
Yes, the Shoe Factory. We're not all crammed in the bar. Because there's a big refurb on the way.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. We're all going to get a wee square of the toilet upstairs and get sniffing. Like the woods all like pished out with old man piss over the years, just burnt right through.
It so needs a whole new lease of life because it was so lovely for so long.
It really was.
I think things with Union Street were kind of sort of different because after lockdown, I think we all just went, where do we go now?
Everybody just went everywhere.
They did. They really did. And I think people had a chance to sit down maybe for a wee bit too long.
Yeah.
You know? But then I had my own personal battle with stage 4 osteoarthritis.
That's right.
And then when I went back at the end of 2021, everything was, oh my God, I had the best year. And then it came to 2022 and things started to get really bad for me personally. I never told a soul, never told anyone. And then it came to 2023 and I knew in the summer of 2023 that I wouldn't be able to keep it up anymore because I was doing the show on my own.
Yep.
And the pain and the uncomfortableness was so unbearable. And I was even taking toilets to help me pee. I've never told anyone this before, so it's kind of an exclusive
to my podcast. She took tablets to pish.
I did, and I just it was so unbearable for me then.
And this was your hip pain then?
The hip and both my hips, and
you were running along the top of the bar. You were jumping off those pillars at the end of the bar, sliding right down.
And being such a vain queen, the heels I knew were bad for me, but I thought
pleasers,
totally.
Yep.
And I thought
I called them slag slippers. There's a lovely wee pair of black. They're a wee bit lower. They're a wee bit lower now.
They are gorgeous.
£17 off. No, £17 on AliExpress.
Get away.
I'll get your link sorted up. So I'll charge you 50, sure, for a good price. Good price, madam. Good price for you.
She wants to buy a house.
Yes, we're talking about that for the recording.
So then what happened was,
so pain was getting sore.
I went to the doctor and then I went to physio and you need more x-rays, and then it came back. It was like, there's nothing more we can do because you have no osteoarthritis attacks the cartilage of your joints.
And that's the main part.
That's what holds it all together. And I was bone on both hips.
Oh no! Oh, that grinds. That's pain.
Yeah.
That is pain.
So 2024 July, I had phoned the Ulster Independent Clinic, and the lovely lady answered the phone and said, we have the hip specialist of the UK, Dr. Chris Malloy, and give me an appointment for that Monday. That was on the Friday. I went on the Monday, and on the way up in the car, I was like, Daddy, please stay with me today. Whatever happens, don't leave me. And long story very short, I went to see him, and he was adorable, and he said to me, tell me your backstory. So I told him all about leaving the Royal, going to do drag, and he was fascinated. He was literally fascinated. He kept saying to me, you left a pension paid job for life to become a drag queen. And I was like, yeah.
Yes, I did.
And
yes, for anybody that didn't know, Tina was working in the Royal.
I was in the hospital
many moons before.
Many moons before. I was there
Right.
for 4 years as a porter, and then 14 years in fracture clinic, and then I won the Alternative Miss Ireland in 2001.
That's right. Baxter, we could listen to that by a lot of younger ones as well that don't, which I have to always give the old history, because I remember AMI was like the big, was the only, should I say,
drag queen competition
on Ireland, run by Miss Pandora Panty Bliss.
She did.
South. Have you ever been hit by a milk carton?
The money that they all raised went to HIV and AIDS.
That's right. So
Every
you
penny.
won AMI,
And I won it, and that
Yes.
changed my life, because I came home and went to work, and the sister there was a big amalgamation going on. City Hospital moved over to the Royal, and they brought over all the orthopedics with them. And then it was Carol who said to me, what are you doing here? And I said, what do you mean? You've just won a national competition. Take a year out. So I took a year out, and the rest is her story.
and that was it. You're like, tell you what,
Yeah.
I'm back.
And I think because also when I was young, when I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what would I be? You're going to be a drag queen, Miss Tina.
You're gonna be a man dressed up as a woman, baby. You're gonna be a star maker.
I was very heavy set.
No, you weren't.
I was.
So,
Every time I got on the scales, it said to be continued.
bin bag full of water,
Swear to God.
sitting like, you know.
And,
Funny enough, there's a poster for the event. We'll speak about that event coming up.
Yes,
That picture, I
yeah.
was like, bastards.
I know,
Okay,
little big chunky Tina. But I never
It was
had
a Christmas pudding.
I never had a problem with my weight, Roxy. I was quite happy, and then I think because I was carrying all that weight, and then I was a dancer, then I had my own dance school, then I went, and then drag came along, and it was big high heels and big, you know yourself, thigh
100%.
high boots and all that
100%.
malarkey. And I guess all my life I've been very physical, dancing and walking and training and running and blah blah blah, and something had to give.
Oh God, it all adds up. It definitely adds up. Because even whenever I first started working alongside you, you were training every week, at the gym every day. Boom, 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 boom,
That
boom,
was
boom,
me.
boom.
And the thing
And then
that,
all of the years as well, continued to form.
and even when I wasn't supposed to be, I was still doing it, because I don't know much else other than now I have devoted 30 plus years to drag, and I still have the passion for it, like I really, really do. But the blessing was, I got the letter the day after my birthday last year, and because I was praying to my daddy in the car on the way up to see the consultant, Mr. Malloy, my surgery was actually my daddy's 17th anniversary away from home.
Fuck off.
20th of November. Fuck you, way off.
Fuck off, you bastard, you're down here. Tell you what, now, get away from my caravan door, you're talking to you. So that's a good omen, that's a good sign.
it was a wonderful sign, because I just reached out to him, and he's never left me or my mummy, because as everybody knows, I take care of my mum.
You did indeed. You've been travelling and everything
Oh,
everywhere.
for God's sake.
That woman's been up and down the caravan parks everywhere.
She's been everywhere.
Took her over to
Honest to
Haven.
God, she really is the Irish Rover.
Oh, she
They
fucking
call
is
her
alright.
the Irish Rover.
Have you been to Maggiore yet?
No.
Have to get you on one of those.
She's a lovely wee Catholic woman, but she's not that Catholic.
Oh, she's not that off.
She's not that Catholic.
I done
no.
many a flight down there before, and I tell you, they're all like,
We do hear this.
Fucking
So,
brilliant.
we were sitting today, and I just turned nice as Mummy, you know what, Pope Francis, I don't think he's going to make it, God love him, because I saw him getting wheeled out of the chapel, or sorry, the hospital.
The one beside the Royal.
In Rome, in Rome.
You were in the same ward. You're like,
I washed him.
you feel like
I give him a bath.
your tongue. You're like, Father.
Name of the Father, Son, and the Holy. Whoop. My God.
That's right. I heard the news. It was like news has come in from the Vatican. Pope Francis had a great night's sleep. And like Tina's been.
Tina was on. Tina was on.
She done a karaoke with him.
She done the late. So
Feeding them wee crackers. And I'm like,
I said to Mummy quite innocently, Mummy, do you know something? I don't think Pope Francis is going to make it because he just didn't look one bit well when he got out of hospital. And she just rolled her eyes and she says, Pope John Paul II. Now there was a Pope. Because my mummy, he was the first Pope in first ever Pope who went to Phoenix Park in Dublin in the 1980s.
Right.
And there were thousands of people went, and my mummy was there, and we videoed it because it was one of the first ever live events. It was on television.
The Pope coming to
Do you remember
Ireland.
the VHR? Video cassette recorder?
Oh, call it the VHS.
And the Betamax. Well, we start off with the Betamax, and that didn't
Remember Glitzy's
VHS.
What about Glitzy's hard drive? What was that? Not Glitzy's hard drive. What do you call them things? Mini disc player.
Mini disc player.
Said, God, Jesus, no. Glitzy's hard drive clean as a whistle. I swear.
I know.
The mini discs. Nobody would know what that is now. Like,
And I recorded everything for the whole thing, and then about 6 weeks later, we sat down to watch it, and my brother had went and recorded a football match. Over the top of it.
Oh,
well,
was there murder? Not house.
There was no windy left. Wee Terry went ballistic. Of all the things I ever want to Pope, that was my visit. But like, you could never have seen her because there was hundreds of thousands of people who went that day.
All there. Pope John Paul II is the only one I remember, actually, to be honest. Because then there was, I remember that one because he's a German, that Ratzinger.
Yeah.
Remember him, that Ratzinger. I just always remember Belfast women going, that Ratzinger. He's fucking wild, so he is. I'm like, hey, that's a German. Don't never trust Germans. Don't mention the war. Don't mention the war. Ratzinger. And then that one now, I can't remember what he's called. Oh, he's Francis, isn't it? Francis.
Pope Francis.
Francis himself. Yes,
Francis.
Absolutely. So I've actually got questions there, but we did get into quite a few of them while we were going.
Okay.
So what was your inspiration for Tina Legs Tantrum? So what?
It kind of happened at parties in the beginning because we used to party a lot way back in the day, and I was phenomenal.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Stop
all right. Love, I tell you, I tore the beef. Believe you me.
I remember the second generation of parties and them hot tubs up.
Yes, out my backyard.
Fucking hell! Them were some nights.
I used to just sneak upstairs and then at somebody's house, and I used to go through the wardrobe and go downstairs with a wee dress and all on and a bit of makeup, and they all used to go, and we all used to be like really out of it, and they were like, what are you doing? And but it really lifted the party, and
everybody's all having a crack,
and that's how it started. And but before that, it was a Monday night. It was drag, because back in the old gay scene in Belfast, you had these different nights that were gay nights, and one of them was a Monday night in the Limelight.
Right.
That's
and something you wouldn't see now, or think you would even think about.
And I dressed up as, this is how I got my name, I dressed up as Tina Turner.
Right.
I had the black, I had a wee wig.
There's the wig right behind you there too.
I had the denim jacket, and I had the Tina Turner wig on. And I had this wee short skirt and all on. And what happened was, this guy was really stunning. I seen that.
Oh my God, speak of that.
Gorgeous. And I seen that this guy was on stage, and we were all getting lined up. But I had been a bit naughty. I went a wee bit too far with the partying, and I was holding my breath, and I was getting a wee bit munchy on it. And then I just couldn't wait. So as they were interviewing this person who was all dry, I just grabbed the microphone, and the guy goes, "Who are you?" And I went, "I'm Tina." And I just went, "And I'm better than all the rest." So everybody started singing with me, and because I looked ridiculous, but they crowned me as the winner that night, and that name Tina stuck with me. And then my wee friend John Clemens, he said Tina Tantrum, and I went, it's nice. But then I was in a relationship then.
For anybody that doesn't know audio, there was a face. I was like, I do that too.
Do you know what? No, it was lovely. But anyway, move on.
Oh no.
The legs came from Jake.
Oh really?
This is what happened. We were doing a Sunday bingo show, and I had no dance tights.
Right.
And it was Trudy who said to me, just put some tan on. So put some tan on my legs, and the girls helped me and put the shimmery and all on, and I had a wee short skirt, and I'd lost a wee bit of weight in the high heels. And when I was on stage, you do the agony aunt.
Yes, we were having a sit, and
Jake came over to me and he goes to me, "Are you wearing tights?" And I was like, "No." And he went, "Your fucking legs are to die for." I never wore another pair of tights after that.
That was it. Keep
I was done. So then it came Tina Legs Tantrum.
And that was it?
2 G's, please. And people go to me, why have you got 2 G's? And I was going, because of 2 fucking legs, that's why.
2 G's,
It's
absolutely.
practical in my head.
Yes, 2 G's. People always go to me, why Roxy Tumbledore? I was like, because you'll never forget it.
Exactly.
And then they go, what do you mean? And then the next thing, 2 days later, friend request. I'm like,
Yeah. It
get
works.
Up,
it works.
Scream, get
so,
up.
yeah.
It always works. It just sticks with you. People go, yeah, tumble dryer, yeah, fucking, yeah, dishwasher, yeah, fucking. I'm like,
low heat
yes.
or high heat?
I'm like, yes, I just agreed. I'm like, yes, I am that cunt. Yes. So do you think your drag and yourself, so your own personal self, are different, or do they blend together?
No, they're different.
Definitely different. You keep them different.
Very, very different. I keep Tina for stage, for shows. I'm like a lot. Your and my drag are very similar in ways. You know, and when Brandy had commented last week on the podcast that he couldn't believe when he saw you drag.
He's like, you look like Harry Potter. I'm like, fuck off.
He says you were like a nerd.
You just
and I
don't think.
And I was like, well, that is it. But what gives it away for me is it's not my mannerisms. It's my eyes. It's like you as well. People look at you and they go, "Are you Tina?" And I'll go, "Yeah." And they go, "Oh my God, your eyes."
They know by their. I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm like,
what?
But it's my. Apparently, I have these eyes that just look at you like.
Like Medusa.
My name's Medusa from the Lower Falcon Falls.
From a shore road.
My pep was taken off me recently at that fucking labour party. Went into labour. Oh, fuck.
It's been paused. We'll be in touch.
We'll let you know this. For fuck's sake, my back's Medusa.
I know.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, I tend to keep me, myself, and Miss Legs as separate as possible.
Absolutely.
And
I
also,
think
that applies to social media as well. I'm not a great lover of social media. Believe it or believe it not.
It's very boring, I find. It's like, ugh.
And you tend to try to, and the thing that if I could give one piece of advice to all the baby queens out there, you know, it's good to be competitive, but do it on stage.
Yeah.
Stop. I don't need to know and see everything on
Slapping
social media.
online or go, that bitch coming to
Stop it.
do it on stage, outperform, show it in like costumes.
Keep that gorgeous talent for stage. Keep all them cheeky one-liners when you've got a microphone in your hand.
Yes, and my thing at the minute is I want to get a lot more get them more on the microphone, because whenever I did start, I was on with you girls, and of course yourself, Trudy, Portia, because I remember sharing them with you three guys every week. Big characters, so I was quite.
It was very intimidating.
Can be intimidating, but I've learned from that, and I was actually saying to Trudy on Saturdays, like, I've got Tina's coming on Wednesday. My God, I remember years ago being like, oh my God, and it was hard because you're big characters and
huge personalities.
But now people I find saying that to me, going, God, you're so chatty, and how can I get? I'm like, just do you, and I will guide you. Say, try not to like, don't give them too much. Do not let anybody hold your mic more than anybody else.
Exactly.
See, do you ever get a customer tries to grab your mic?
Oh, I hate it.
Or you're like, Tana, you're get the fuck.
But what I tend to do with that was, rather than reciprocate, I just go, what's wrong? And because I make eye contact with them, and then they'll go, and then they'll let go of the microphone. See, if you try to pull it back, they'll pull it off you, and then that's where you start to go wrong. See, instantly I go, what's wrong?
What's wrong?
And they'll go, no, and then I'll go, no, it's okay, what is it? Talk to me. And because you're listening to them and looking at them, they tend to really back down very quickly.
I'm on the spotlight hits them.
It's just I just don't get kind of I kind of turn it around verbally and say, you know, what's wrong? What's up? Are you okay? Okay, love. Okay, right. No problem. And I think it's only because as long-standing, hard-working, successful queens, you get to learn the tricks of the trade by making mistakes.
Oh, 100%. You learn, and I still do let other girls do that. I'm like, no, go ahead, and then you go, and I'm like, remember, see that you've done. Then you remember. Then the next step is don't let them do that by doing that. So you let them learn. Rather going, do that. Not
it's what Brandy hit the nail on the head last week when he was on the podcast with you, and he had said, when you go to Gran Canaria, and you work hard at the show,
absolutely,
and you have to do every bit of it. You have to DJ, you have to compere, you have to host, you have to be funny.
I done that, and as well to start out meeting and greeting, talking to everybody. Because there's a lot of girls who will not don't talk to people. They'll just be like, walk to the stage.
I understand that. But you cannot keep doing that, because someone is going to sit back who's paying you money and go, I need more.
Yeah.
I need more. I need banter. I need you to connect. I need audience participation. I need someone in the audience going, oh my God, I think that was me. And there you go. There's your story. there's the butt of your jokes. There's the the comparison with someone in the audience.
Well, there's always somebody, isn't
there's
there?
always going to be someone there going to me. I think she's talking about me.
Oh, you know who is absolutely hilarious on a microphone? Becca Boots.
She's good.
She is fantastically hilarious. She came out with some, God love her, Mother's Day. There was this girl with a wee up top, a bun. She was like, "Oh my God, Roxy, your contestants, Miss Trunchbull." Fuck, I near fell drop. I was like, whole room erupted, and I was like, fuck, that bitch knows her shit.
Oh, she's been revising.
They've all just been listening to the shit I'm coming out and like, stop it, I'm a bad bitch. I'm wild, for God's sake. I just come out with it. I'm like, have you offended?
Oh, I know. I've seen it.
The people,
because we're I think we're having drinks after the show on April the 19th because we want to watch you.
Oh, stop it.
Support you.
Oh God. Well, funny enough, actually on April 19th, Miss Rena Fame is on the show from Sparkle's Gran Canaria.
She's coming to your show?
She's on the show. She's performing.
She's going to perform?
She is performing
wow.
straight after you and my... So she's joining me as a guest because she's back in Belfast visiting, and I was like,
right.
You can't perform, girl.
Oh, good.
So we've got a little Gran Canaria on the 19th.
A little canary bird?
Yes, like we'll fly brandy over it as well. We'll get it all. We'll get it all folks.
Oh, that's good. We'll be able to watch then.
Yes, it's going to be a really good night.
Uh-huh.
But folks, we're going to make a very short break in the show. We'll be back with more crack, banter and stories with myself and Tina just after this very short break. Hello and welcome back to the Laundry Room Podcast, where I am joined this week by the Double G. It's the Legs Tantrum.
Yeah.
Double G for Galdem.
Do you know what? Just before I forget, can I mention our own podcast, Sips and Giggles?
Oh, that was on my list. I bet.
Is it on your list?
Yes,
well, I'm leaving it for later
I have
because
such
I
a
want to
whole
talk about my work husband.
Of all my bits.
I'm hoping to start a new trend within the drag community. Everybody should have a work husband.
Absolutely, I want one now. I'm like,
yeah, it's like having a gay marriage without the sex.
Oh, well, actually,
everything else is just lovely.
We'll have to give him a shout out. Glenn, of course, the one and only Glenn McGugan.
Glenn Marshall Adams.
Should I say, Jesus, we were too busy talking about old days. I went right back to
when he listens to this, because he's a podcast, like, he loves his connoisseur. He is definitely. And
I actually have a list of Instagram questions, and Glenn has written in with some bits and pieces for us to answer.
I'm sure he has.
From the post today that they went up this afternoon.
Surprise. I'm not a bit surprised.
Questions get you between the eyes.
Okay.
They are theirs. So before we go into those, I've got more bits and pieces from over the years to tell us. Tell me, what was it like in the 1920s getting the bus to the old well for water?
Oh, picture it, Sicily, 1911.
Claps to your mama. Tell me this: how the hell? We all know the Sunday Bingo Show.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's where I began my career. That's where I became the woman I was. But how did you meet those other two motherfuckers, Mr. Scrumptious and Lady P?
What happened was, I was the manager of the Groovy Train, and we had a big dance show.
That was in
the M Club.
M Club, which is now some Alibi.
So we were in there, and Gordon, aka Trudes, was one of the dancers, and we had 4 female and 4 male dancers. And I walked in I just started peddling my drag and getting bits of gigs, and the Parliament was up and running, Crow's Nest was going, and I had a Tuesday night and a karaoke bingo thing, and the same on a Saturday. And Trudy was dabbling in her drag, and then I said to her, "Here, have you were a drag queen, what would your name be?" Straight away she went to me, Trudy Scrumptious. I knew. So then I had this idea about a show, and then I spoke to Trudy about it, and then Trudy had said, "Oh, I know this other guy called Marcus, and he's called Lady Portia Diamante." So long story short, we went to the Parliament. We've got this idea for a wee show. We started off, I have the videos. The history I have.
I would love to see that.
You want to see them?
See that?
And
Trudy's episode of this podcast, well, she explained that you went with the idea, and there was nothing on a Sunday night at all.
No, there was nothing.
It was empty.
Dead.
So I thought, we'll give you a go.
Aye, they did. They were like, "Yeah, go." And we had this tiny wee piece of wood as a stage, and my then boyfriend Alan was the DJ, and we used the kitchen as a changing room, and we done about 6 numbers each. And then we done a finale. But what our saving grace was...
Kids now wouldn't know 6 numbers, they die.
So it started off with 5 people in the audience, and then all of a sudden it was 10, and then it was 20, and then it was 30. But our closing number was the same every week, and it was the court of King Caractacus. Now
Keeps
the ladies on the
pistols,
hill when they're
Caractacus, we're just passing by.
Hands together.
Well, 19th of this month, I'm going to download that for me.
Now,
I'm going to hit you, bang. Let's
Yeah.
go.
and then we had the wee dance routine to a team, myself, Portia and Trudy. And then they came just and said, it's getting really busy, do you want to go upstairs? But they had a stage, and the rest is history. And I have a video that my ex-partner took at that time. And we used to go on a Sunday night. We put out the chairs, the tables, the lights.
Done it all.
We used to clean, and we used to put the lights on. And Trudy will tell you, what we had as a dressing table was an ironing board. And there's photographs that I have of us nearly 30 years ago putting on our nails. We were so raw that we had the best fun.
Yeah, that's...
It was so raw. We hadn't got a clue.
No.
We hadn't got a clue. And then we went our separate ways because it then changed hands and it became mint or Coke or something else. Anyway.
Parliament, and then became mint, I think, after that.
Yeah,
and then and yellow and all was part
yellow
of that.
and was part of that. And then what
Teddy
happened
was
was
doing
we
the
went
club
to
and
another
shit.
wee club to do our show, and Trudy didn't want to do it. And then the Union Street thing and all happened, and then we went there, and Trudy and Portia went. And then I said to Edie McClay, you know, we used to have this wee show on a Sunday, and he said, what was it called? But what happened was, you remember Big Revlon?
Absolutely. Christian Nairn, Game of Thrones, the one and only.
He came to our show.
A lot of people don't know he was Revlon.
Revlon?
Even my
that's right.
mum, I was like, did you not know? And she
I'll
was
tell
like,
you another very interesting fact.
Oh.
The year I won Alternative Miss Ireland in 2001, guess who came second?
Revlon?
Revlon.
Fuck off.
And it was the year before. She saw me in the street in 2000 and she said to me, why were you not at the Alternative Miss Ireland? And I went, what's that? Told me all about it. Got a troupe of dancers, went down, performed, and done the 3 rounds, and I came first and she came second. I thought she was going to win.
Yeah. Oh my fuck. I
And
didn't even know he was in it.
stood on, yeah, and she came second. And Teddy was her drummer. Teddy was her drummer. And we had such a good fun night. But what happened was then Revlon had came to me and said to me, why do you not come to the Kremlin no more? And I said, well, Lisa barred me. What for? And I said, I've no idea. I walked up one Sunday night with all my friends and she said, you're not getting in your bar for life. And I went, right, okay, and turned and walked away. And I would never beg to get in anywhere. I would ask for an explanation. I was like, yeah, fine, okay, bye-bye.
All right, well, no problem.
So we all went our separate ways and we started this drag show and it really took off. And Christian said to me, leave that with me. A week later, I got a phone call from, what did you call the owners? Andre and Seamus.
Seamus
and Andre.
Yes, the first owners.
Isn't it ironic that it's Andre and Seamus? That's how it should be pronounced. Andre and
A
Seamus.
and S and alphabet.
Everybody on the scene, Seamus and Andre.
Seamus and always the right?
Always, yeah.
That's the same with a load of things. Like it should be an alphabetical way.
Absolutely.
It's like it should be Glenn and Tina, but it's Tina and Glenn.
Tina and Glenn, yeah.
Well, it is Tina and Glenn.
But and the thing about it was what was so interesting was it was a week later, and then I had a meeting with the boys. Then they allowed me back in, and then Teddy left.
That's right, because Teddy was in the Kremlin at the time.
And she went to the new Mint
and Yellow and all that sort of stuff.
Trudy and all went round there. And I just happened to have this chat with Eddie one day, and he said to me, he said, what was it called? And I said, get your cards right. And he went, what did you do? And I said, well, me, Trudy and Portia, we used to do like a few numbers each, and we'd done a bit of a talk and all. And he was like, you talked? And I was like, yeah. So then Trudy had
That wasn't a big thing at the time, people talking.
Panty and Veda, Miss Veda.
Yes.
Veda Bonrave used to do a Thursday night karaoke.
That's right, in Dublin.
So then they gave that.
Sorry, they were up here.
They were up here. They've done that in Union Street every Thursday.
Fuck, that's right.
And the place is packed. So they just bought the building next door, Seamus and Andre, and then they made that the Shoe Factory. So then Trudy and Portia's karaoke was on the Thursday night. I was doing different nights, and then I actually started on a Sunday night doing the bingo with Robert Brown.
I remember those posters. I remember seeing them. They were always in the back office.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
Oh, them fucking pictures. Me and Russell were getting ready. I go, look at them fucking pictures. Oh my God.
And then Eddie was very interested, so Trudy and I and Portia got together, and then I said, what are we going to call it? And Eddie just turned and went, when we agreed we would do it, he was like, it's called the Sunday Bingo Show. And that was it.
And it was it. And I remember it very,
and I
very,
think
very
the
well.
platform we didn't realise we were creating was something that will always be the Belfast template of good, strong, historic drag.
Yeah.
Because you and I are very kind of old school. We love a good chat. We love the banter. We love the microphone. We love the attention. We love the shock factor.
Yes, baby.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
And
100%.
as much as it is to get up and like lip sync, Roxy, and perform and do your comedy numbers and all,
Yes.
you know, people love the banter.
Love the banter. I can tell you right now, I fucking hate lip syncing. It bores me.
And it bores me to
It
death.
bores. I'm like, Teresa's the same. She doesn't do it at all.
Ever.
She just does what she does. And I could maybe do one or two. But see
Yeah.
the whole show, I'd fucking ugh.
I think
I would
one
rather
or
stand
two-
and talk with you and have to
Yeah.
crack and play tunes and DJ. And I'm loving DJing because I can have
Aye.
some cracking mixes and I love getting the party going on a Saturday.
Getting a good vibe, getting
and
a good
having
vibe.
such great fun.
When you done your podcast a few weeks back with the girls, and the reason why I wanted to go was because
To heckle me.
no,
I'm only joking.
was
Yeah.
because you were talking.
Talking. Yeah.
You were just talking,
and
having a
it's
laugh,
just having a laugh.
and it was so heartwarming for me because I sat there looking and going, "Look at those gorgeous queens, you, Sabrina, and Rusty, with microphones in your hand," and it kind of took me back to the old Sunday bingo show days.
Back
It
to when
really
it
did.
was.
It made me go, "Yeah, look at that. It's still doable. It's still doable." Because
Definitely
I
is.
don't want to sound disrespectful when I say this, you know, but RuPaul's Drag Race has a lot to answer for.
It really does. I was actually that was a question, but today's drag is not what it is. It's like, I'll whack on something from Shein, AliExpress, 50 quid, whatever, not even 50 quid, 30 quid. I will walk up to somebody that's been doing drag 15, 20 years and go, "Oh, your wig is not great." I'm like, "Bitch, I will fucking trail you up this street with that wig."
Yeah.
You can't.
I actually
It's the
believe I
disrespect.
love.
Just like I don't know
Yeah.
I don't know my history. That's the main thing. The history of the scene you're in or running around. You don't know nobody. Who the fuck's ye? Where ye? I'm like,
Well, all the baby drags are very, very nice to me, and when I see them
Yes.
posting on social media platforms, I always leave a very, very healthy, positive comment. I think here's what the problem is: there's been so many gorgeous queens created, there's not enough shows for them.
that is also the thing with Drag Race. There's just so much. It's
So much.
oversaturated. Trudy said the same thing. It's very oversaturated. So much now. And
Yeah.
there was so much like events, like brunches were the whole thing for
Yeah.
so long. Like, it's so
Uh-huh.
oversaturated. Like, Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
And then it was something else, and it's like, what's the next thing?
What's the
it's like,
next thing?
What's the next? Like,
When does it? I mean,
a lot of boys, girls, all genders got into drag,
Yeah.
and then as a drag queen myself, you can see something, and I'm sure you can as well. There's something in someone, you know, you're doing drag because you want to do drag.
Yeah.
You are a drag queen. And I think I said this with Brandy. Or you can see queens that just do it because I seen that on TV. I will dress up and get the attention. Yes, work
Yeah.
mama.
Yeah.
Make TikToks. I'm like, that's all well and good,
Yeah.
but where will you be in X amount of years? Will
Yeah.
you, like this?
What's your 5-year drag plan?
Yeah.
And if your 5-year drag plan doesn't exist, well then you may as well make the most of what you're doing right now, because I mean, way back then, even then, I knew that's all I ever wanted to do. And as my father, God love him, God rest him, had said to me, "Don't be a drag queen, be the drag queen," was the most
Don't be
inspirational.
a drag queen, be the drag queen. That's
And
really
it
good advice.
blew my mind that he was so accepting in that moment, but also said something that just really drove me to go, "Oh my God!" And you know what? I'm going to try. So I look at all these kids and I think, you're gorgeous, you're pretty, you're talented, you've got what it takes. But where do they go? Where do you put them? You know, how do you kind of sort of guide them and give them? They want to work and they're great and they look amazing and they're beautiful, and you know, and I'm sure they would love to take the microphone and stand like you and I for 20 minutes or half an hour having the best time,
Boom, 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 boom.
and then a few wee lip sync numbers. I think our scene needs different new shows.
Yeah, I do agree. Like,
You know?
everything's very much quite the same, and a lot of
I
people
really
go to
do.
one place. A lot of people say yes to everything,
Aye.
and are all verbal online and make things gay again because they feel like certain days of the week and stuff
Uh-huh.
are like, there's too many of this, we don't like this. But if you want to make something gay again, and I've said this, I've wrote it on Facebook,
You
come to that place. It is like it's like just like the animal world,
Yeah.
where you're in the middle of the desert and there's a whole bunch of fucking wildebeest all like, "Meow." They've taken over the place, and then the lions, the gays, are like, you know what, we're taking back the fucking the land from the wildebeest, so we're going to slink in and just take over.
And I
you
think,
have to.
yeah, I think when the executive had fallen apart for 3 years, and then we got equality, it wasn't the politicians, our local politicians, who got us equality. It was
No.
the fact that Stormont collapsed. Then it went through Westminster.
Yeah.
And because
Wasn't anything
England,
to do with here.
Scotland and Wales, they had it. It was like you couldn't say to Northern Ireland, no, you
it's like,
can't have it.
You have it
But
too.
then again, I mean, they did try to champion it, and of course, the you-know-who, DUP, had blocked it every time.
All the time.
Every time. So,
Nothing else to do, for fuck's
without
sake.
even, I don't even want to go down that path. We are where we are now, and our scene is thriving, and all around that whole area, the queer quarter, all of those blocks that are going to for students, and in the next 5 years, it's going to become a real positive, young, vibrant hub.
Absolutely.
So there is the potential. There is the potential to create a few more different, if you want performing queens, just performing queens, there's room for it.
Yeah, absolutely. What I always would love to see is,
Yeah.
I would love to see more drag queens in the Kremlin nightclub.
Mm.
But do you remember? I remember, like, she was a club queen. Do you remember Felicity B. Wild?
Yes.
Huge, massive, and just walked around going fucking blah, blah, blah. And
She was like the Leaning Tower pizza.
like massive, or the likes of Teddy years ago walking around the club with just a platter of fruit.
How was that?
Do you remember Event Horizon? Like,
I remember it well.
that was, oh
Well,
my
I
God.
kind of remember it.
Run to fucking 7 a.m. or something, and there was
Yeah.
a queen walking, whoever it was, with a platter of fruit. And it was like, oh my God. What, just you don't have to be performing or anything. Just
But you
a
see,
presence.
this-
Sometimes a presence people sometimes want as well. Like,
The point-
there's a queen here, so I feel a bit more right. This is my house. This is my place.
The point that I was making there was that then we went and we got equality. So we
Yes.
have equality. And don't yap and moan about your neighbours, your best friends, your workmates, your family coming to watch the drag shows, and straights, so on and so forth, coming in, and we don't have this anymore. Well, get up off your ass and come and support the shows.
Come on down. You know
Come
where it
on
is.
down.
We're sitting there. We're
Yeah.
waiting. We're here. And we will fucking bring you in.
Yeah.
When your tables are waiting.
So that's why I'm part of this new adventure.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday the 4th of May 2025 in La Creme de Creme with the three Titanic queens.
The 3 T's.
The 3 T's.
That is
Tina,
right.
Trudy and Titty.
Yes.
Well,
in the Kremlin.
In the Kremlin from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Tickets are £15 each from Eventbrite.
Absolutely. Yesterday, so it's literally over.
Isn't it?
Over wasn't
Over
even
30s?
Over 30s as well. So people to remember what it was and what we're talking about right now. The back again. And it actually sounds fabulous. I'm buzzing for that. I think it's actually a great idea.
And that came from actually Leanne and Michelle from Spaghetti Arms. This is their baby, and when they had approached me and said me, would you be interested, I prayed when I looked into my calendar, man, please let me be off. I want to do this. I want to do this because I just think to bring back a bit of old school, and this you have to embrace change.
Yes.
Our community has changed. Every community has changed.
Everything changes.
As the generations come up and up and up, everything will change, and you've got to embrace it whether you like it or not.
Oh, why?
And this is not, I'm not like being ungrateful, and yes, audiences have changed. They're always going to change. Somebody's going to want to bring their mum, their neighbour, their workmate, their
I love that.
their doctor, their physiotherapist, and say, will you see this drag show? You'll have a laugh.
You'll love it, and they do.
And they do.
And it's something they're like, oh my God, this is my first time I've ever came here. That was hilarious. Like,
where have I been all my life?
there's people that have
didn't
sometimes, even before you'd been off to get your operation, you've done Saturdays. I followed on. We've sat right through with me right to 10 o'clock. Went, this has been brilliant. I can't see. They're fucking blocked because I've been in all afternoon. But I'm like, thank you so much. Can I get pictures? Drooling on my shoulder. I'm like,
exactly.
I've absolutely loved that.
Embrace the change. I do believe that whole entire quarter, with all these investments that are being made, these living quarters for all the new, young, up-and-coming professionals, entrepreneurs, youth, and it's so good that our city, I can see this happening in our city, and I think in 5 years' time we're going to be a hell of a lot richer, healthier, wealthier.
Absolutely, I hope so.
Our wee community is right in the heart.
It really is. And I definitely just want anybody listening, come out to it more.
Come on.
Literally, you have two places, 2 venues, which are both nightclub and bar. They're there, come out. We are there every week. You've got your queens, and both bars are all there to entertain you. That is why we're there. And we want to see more of the community. We want to see more familiar faces.
We do.
And I've become more, and I'm sure you would see when you see, fuck me, where have you been?
Yeah.
We Tommy meow meow. Have to give him a shit. Love him with
And
all my heart.
you know, the big characters that we met and we knew and we danced and we drank with back then, everybody's going to get older, everybody's going to move on in life, and it would be nice to have a wee something once every now and again.
Absolutely.
Sunday afternoon, you know, having a drink and a dance. You will go to work on Monday morning because it's over at 10 o'clock.
I love events.
You
like
will
that.
get to see your old gay friends or the new gay couples, and they're all over 30.
Like,
and
oh my God, you're married, we had a child, you've got a day out. I haven't seen you since
And
XYZ.
There's the difference when you think back, Roxy, to between, like, say 15 years ago, and it's kids and dogs and mortgages and lovely homes and all now. So people's priorities within the gay community have changed, haven't
Everything's
they?
changed. It wasn't just like, I remember even years ago, people just went out for the night.
You
out,
live
with
for the weekend.
You live for the weekend. People don't anymore. It's like there's other things.
Gays went out on a Thursday and came home on a Monday.
That was it. Yep.
That was it. That was
100%.
15 years ago.
100%.
Gays these days are a bit more wiser.
Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon. And they make a day of it.
And make a day of it.
I like it when the gays make a day of it, when they go, do you know what, who's on? Tina's on first, Roxy's on next, and then whoever's Wicked White does 10 o'clock, doesn't she? And I think, okay, let's embrace this change, let's do something with it. And I think there's more there for all of the communities, not just the gay community. You know, like Robert Brown does a fabulous Men Only.
Boo Boo, the one and only.
Boo Boo.
Absolutely fantastic. I was just recently judging Burr of the Year, dressed like a fucking hooer. I loved it. It was fucking great.
Good girl.
They're all going around with pegs, sticking on pegs and all their foreskins. Brilliant. Shout out to Robert Brown. He's fucking
Hello, Roberto. Hiya, Ruby.
Hiya, Ruby. Love. But yeah, there is so much going on. There's so much different things happening, and it's just literally getting people out to come and give it a whirl.
But here's another thing.
Face.
Because people, as I touched on there about things have changed, and even the gays have changed slightly, and but also people want a bit more quality. You go out, used to be 20 years ago, you went out from a Thursday, you came home on a Monday.
Yep.
You went to work.
You're straight to work.
Now people are looking at their dollar and thinking, okay, I want to go out at a certain time.
Yes.
But I want my money's worth.
You're not getting paid enough, and everything's so dear.
Very.
Everything's so dear.
So people like yourself, like me, like Trudy, like Pauletta, like, you know, like Teddy and all, go all out to know and realise we appreciate what you're doing, why you're here, how much you're going to spend. So we're going to bust our girly ghoulies.
Absolutely.
To ensure you have the best fucking day.
And make sure, like on Mother's Day, finish the show, everybody come up to me, talk and say, did you have a good day? Did you enjoy yourself? Yeah. Fantastic. Thanks for coming.
I went on a pure drag queen bender. I was working Monkstown Social Club on the Friday. I was in Union Street on the Saturday. I was in up the Shankill. I was in Forth River Bowling Club doing Crazy Bingo with my work husband Glenn Marshall Adams, and then had to be in the Devonish Grand Ballroom by 4 o'clock. Show started at 4:30, and then we were on stage until 8.
Fucking hell,
and it was just us, just me and him. Could have took a plethora of the baby drag queens with me, but I thought, no, do you know what? I need to really get into this. I need to think about this. I need to do my homework. And Glenn was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, love, let's do this. And we did.
You have the
and as you say, it's like, are you okay? See, by the end of it, my hips were going to me. Get home.
Get your fucking bed.
Get into the hot tub now.
I remember on Saturday, I was literally just rushed in from the Tipsy Bird. I was like, fuck, give me put my hair on. Blah, blah, blah. And I can remember turning the door and you were saying, hurry the fuck.
I looked at you backstage. I was like, hi, love. And you were like, Tony, give me 2 minutes.
But Glenn was still taken down, so I was like, oh, actually, I'm all right. Fuck, I'll take 2 minutes. Get me a drink. Hold on, let me see your sparkly trainers.
And even you were going to ask me a question about my work husband.
Yes, I actually was. So, Glenn, yourself, you've known each other for years.
Oh, we were besties before this.
Absolutely. He has written in some questions. We have some questions coming in from the Instagram.
Do you know, he texts me. He's a slick wee frigger. He texted me and he goes to me, are you looking forward to the podcast, honey? And I was like, yes.
Why? What are you asking? So Glenn has actually asked, if Tina could change one thing about me, which is Glenn. So if you could change one thing about Glenn, what would it be and why?
Absolutely nothing.
He wanted to know something. You were getting fuck all. You would change fuck all about him.
There's nothing about Glenn that I look at and think, see you. And from our experience, here's what we done when Drags to Riches started to go.
Yes,
and
shows
and bookings and stuff. And I said to him, this is working. And he goes to me, I know, Tina. And I said, we need to put each other first. See, no matter what I do and it gets on your nerves, you need to tell me, and I promise you I'll listen. And he was like, right, that's okay. And that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't anything about Glenn Marshall Adams that I would ever change anyway, because the first time I met him many years ago in the Parliament, it was only a slip of a thing, and he ran about with Princess Sunset.
I remember them Bebo pictures, and whenever I first got to know people, I was like, oh, there's Glenn, look at him, and there was a fucking stick of a thing, and he had her.
And do you know Glenn Marshall Adams had a drag name? Shushu
Lafoot. Yes. Oh my god, yes. And he always remembered it when he used to DJ for us the Sunday nights as well.
Yes.
I must say, Glenn was always one step ahead. He was always,
wasn't he?
I could say something and he would kind of know I was going to say something maybe about the McCannans.
And it's there.
And it's just a sound, like boom, boom. And I was like,
he loves the special effects, doesn't he?
Oh, I now have them on my lap. I was like, how do you put these on my laptop? I have a whole soundboard. I'm like, disgusting, breakfast, all the fucking Saturday night, bang, bang, bang.
And he's such, and I learn from him. I learn from him like day and daily. You know, the Glenn's mannerisms are completely different from mine. We are definitely salt and vinegar.
Yes.
Sugar and spice. Black and white.
That always works well sometimes.
Absolutely.
That is always the way usually things work so good.
And when we need to talk, you know, we give each other time, we give each other space, we give each other, you know, that couple of days, and then it'll be like, come and have a wee chat, and I'll say yes. And I shut my mouth because I want to listen. Because you know what? Above all Drags to Riches, above money, above everything else, my heart would be broken if I lost that man as a friend.
Yeah, it's more important than
he's more important to me. He's more important to me in my life as Glenn Marshall Adams, equally as is his husband. And it would mean more to me than, say things didn't work out, but we still continued with the friendship. And then I would just carry on. But I was so blessed, and it was just an innocent phone call, and Drags the Rich was starting to take off, and it was myself, Azura, and Pure. And he phoned me to see how I was doing, and I was like, oh my God, Glenn, blah blah blah. And he was like, do you want me to help? And I was like, oh,
yes,
okay,
please.
And within 2 hours, fixed.
Everything was done.
Running order.
Flying.
And do you want me to yeah, please, would you? Could you? And he had it fixed, and I fixed those mixes, give us those mixes, give him the mixes, and they came back, and it was like,
all done.
And it was just like, you know, when Glinda the Good Witch comes out.
Yes, out of her bubble, and you're like,
and she just stands there in front of the Wicked Witch of the East, and she goes, "Now be gone, before someone drops a house on you."
And that's it.
That's what Glenn's like.
Yeah, he just fixes everything. He
always fixes everything.
I had issues with a laptop where my DJ program wasn't working. He was like, "Hold on, do this." And I would text back, "It's fixed. Oh my God, thank you so much." It was only giving me so much. I was in the middle of unison, it all cut off, and I was like, "Fuck."
That's exactly what Glenn is like. He's just a Glinda the Good Witch.
Absolutely.
He just walks out with his magic wand. He goes, boop.
Glinda the Good Marshall Adams Witch.
Yeah, now be gone, Tina, before someone drops a house on you.
He's also asked a second question. He says to both of us, so this is to both of us, how do you approach handling disagreements and conflicts in your friendship? We've just answered that one as well.
Yeah.
Straight there. And I agree, same thing, literally, with anyone I work with or any. I never usually do have anything like that. I'm not chilled, I'm not relaxed. I'm like, yeah, we're great. We're
what I have learned, and I love to learn, and I'm not that good with technology, but I appreciate the wisdom that Glenn has, because he works day and daily as a software developer. He also develops websites for different schools and companies and things like that. I'm very aware of what he has to do behind the friendship, behind the Drags to Riches, behind doing the mixes.
Before it all goes on
also
stage.
Married, and also has to spend quality time with his beautiful husband Gary, and that can impact everything. because you don't see it.
No,
you don't
God.
see the hard work and the graft and the hours.
Nobody sees me sitting here on a Thursday and a Friday night, sitting, putting together the shows for Saturday, organising wigs, making these podcasts, sitting editing everything to make sure I haven't said anything bad. Cut out and get cancelled. You know the way people are a wee bit touchy these days. You get cancelled.
I couldn't care less.
Me either.
I couldn't care less.
I always say that.
Like,
you know when you hear my shows, if anybody gives a fuck, I don't give a
the one thing I've learned in the last few years, the one thing I care most about is my health.
Yeah.
Because I've known now what it's like to almost think for one day in my life I was like, is this it? And then it wasn't, and I wouldn't give up, and that's why I took the bull by the horns and I made the appointment. Had I not have done that day, I don't know where I would have been today.
Yeah, however, what would you do? You'd be sitting in a wheelchair.
Going back to what Glenn had said, I think obviously, communication is key, and us being the fairy queens that we are, you and I could mean what we're saying on stage in a very funny, dark, sarcastic way, but what we're also capable of is when someone gives you that look and they're hurt, we would be the first to go, I'm sorry.
You can read.
You can read. You've got to learn to read, and you've got to learn to look at the people as well here in the audience, and they don't want you to even talk to them, go past them.
That's it.
Just don't do it, But sometimes I can be a wee devil, because what I'll do is I'll go past them and I'll stand right beside him. I'll put my hand on his shoulder, and you can just feel the fear go passing through your DNA from their DNA, and you're like, and then you walk on.
That was my Mother's Day show in the Balmoral. There's about 260 odd people sitting,
going around
the room, and you could tell people don't want to be approached, and that's fine. I will let you watch and enjoy, but those that do, I will be there, and they're like, fuck that. And I will get, and I'm just, you can read people, you can read people's body language from a distance, or I see some shows and people just going over and going, or continuing on with banter, as they call it, and I'm doing inverted commas here. It's not banter, it's just sometimes destroying characters. You're not even bantering, you're just actually calling somebody an ugly witch. And and I'm like, no, you're not reading this person's back. You kind of go, and they go, right, well, give it up for her, she's gorgeous, right? And I run like fuck, and then go, anyway, who wants fingered? Just to quickly break. I have another question here for you as well. It's from the one and only Monotone, the beast from the east.
The Monotone,
the brick.
I love that girl. Love that girl.
She's fucking brilliant, I tell you. She's done a few of my Saturday nights, and there's more to come. She does our death drop, whole heap, not right?
She doesn't.
She does. She gives it 30.5%.
Doesn't she?
What has been both of your favourite gigs to do throughout your drag careers?
First one was Alternative Miss Ireland, 2001.
So that always
I touched
sticks
on
with
that
you.
earlier. That always sticks with me. That night changed my life. Do you know? I'm going to tell. I don't mind telling the truth. I had a troop of friends with me that night, and when I won, and I was with my partner, and I loved my partying, and I remember he used to fucking squeal when I used to go partying and stuff, because he wasn't really into it. And I would never let any man tell me what I will and will not do.
Yes.
I want to go partying, I went partying. It was as simple as that. I wasn't doing anything dirty or derogatory.
No, you were just enjoying the crack with your mates. Yeah.
That night, I finished, and I was put into this car, and he was with me, and it was a private limousine, and we turned this corner, and there was a big line of people, and I said, where are we going? And the guy went, this is all for you, Tina. And I went, what? So that it was the after party of Maternal Miss Ireland.
Oh, for quite okay.
And I said, stop the car.
And they're all cute outside.
And he said to me, what? And I said, stop the car. And he went to me, what? And Alan said, what are you doing? And I went, I want to remember this. I got out of the car at the bottom of the street, and I walked, and everybody was clapping. So he came with me, and we went into the club, and everybody was clapping. Here she is. Give her a big rapturous warm round of applause. Blah, blah, blah. We were in the VIP, and someone handed me an E. And
fuck, mate.
I gave it back.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I was going to say, fuck, dude.
No.
Jesus Christ.
And I thought, nothing will ever make me feel this good ever again, and I don't want to waste it. We went back to the hotel. We didn't even stay that long, and because I knew temptation was in the way, and it was floating around, and I went back to the hotel. I woke up the next day, and that's the morning I thought, I'm not doing that no more.
No more drugs?
No. None. No more partying.
Partying hard.
Partying. And I just thought, you know what, I don't need that, because it's something that's happened to me, and it feels so good. And that's when my life started to change. Now, it wasn't always easy. It wasn't all glamorous, and it wasn't all fucking fabulous. I had to work my ghoulies off.
You do. Everybody thinks
Yes.
because they only see what they see from the outside.
Yeah,
Everything
so
the
they
front.
see you
and
when
the-
you come in and you're all smiles and how are you and you're on stage and all. There's a lot of stuff going on in the
end of,
background.
the things you're doing outside at work, the end of the night when you look like a fucking bust rat, and you're like, that's me way on. You're
The
like,
second gig I would say is every show that I've done. So my second favorite gig would be Union Street on Saturday, because you're only as good as your last show.
yeah, that's very true, actually.
You're only as good as your last show.
Well,
So
fuck if I
you-
died tomorrow, I was brilliant the weekend.
Well,
Fuck up, bastard. You went home. You didn't see me in the
fucked
Tipsy
up.
Bird of the Balmore.
I
I
saw
wrecked
you-
that house.
I saw you coming on stage at 7 and I was like, "Okay, what time?" And Glenn's like to me, 6:59. He wouldn't say near 7 o'clock. Glenn's like, 6:59.
6:59,
6:59.
bang
And I'm
on.
like,
It's
right. And handbag, bit of lippy, as usual, no, I stick it under my arm and you're
And
like, give her a big round of applause, that big Millie from the Falls.
As I take over, just a test mic, it's like the microphone voice goes on. It's like, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one load tonight, Tina Tantrum.
And then I
We've got
mostly
cabaret.
and Glenn goes to me, why do you always go, why do you not go out the back door? And I was like, are you kidding me? They all adore me, they all want their photograph of me, and they all love me, and I love it. And I get mauled. You know, you get mauled
Always.
and they grab you, have a photograph.
It's the hand round the back of the neck. I
don't like
detest.
that.
I'm like, put it around my waist, up my neck, my head.
Yeah.
Waist up my neck, waist up my neck, waist up. That'll be my new thing. Like, give it up for 10 legs, Tantrum. Any pictures? Round the waist, not the neck.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Showtime in 10 minutes.
We do. I spend.
Warnings.
I love wee Lady D. You know wee lady up at Duff. She's now called Carby.
Carby doll.
Carby doll.
Yes.
She
the
does
wigstress.
Yes. When she does a wig, she does it for life.
I have one up her at above not breathe.
Yes.
It's got a fucking helmet for the German war.
Never flinches.
She's like, you can take out the Ukraine.
That's like Deirdre Barlow's eyes.
Fuck.
And
they are hard wearing hers.
they are brilliant.
Good.
And it's when she does them and they're all set and they're beautiful and you get towards the end of the show and you're like, oh, I'm going to get mauled. And it's when people, and they're just being genuinely nice.
just been lovely. They just want to hug you.
And they want to hug you and they want to hold you. Can I get a selfie? It's when they get it really physical and then they grab you.
Treating because they're about the size of a midget and they're trying to treat.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
And you're like,
watch my hand,
please
watch my
don't.
stuff.
I tend to do the Oprah Winfrey thing. Hey, and then
Like-
and put their arm around my waist.
I to take the arm first
Take the arm,
before
go,
it gets
come on,
to you.
come on, and then
we
put
just-
the arm around my waist.
I'm
Yeah.
just shouting, put her around my waist, not my fucking neck. Not fucking her,
I
cost me
know.
a fortune, you bastards. Oh my god. Well, the last couple of ones that I have as well is, what was your memories of whenever Rusty and I joined you on a Sunday night? That was God, 15 years ago now. We've been at this
know.
bad bitch business.
It was lovely because it was nice to see two really gorgeous young fresh queens coming in, because I'd been so used to the same cast, you know, and that's what I say, as I touched on earlier, embrace is different. And one of the most beautiful things I ever learned from Trudy Scrumptious was, and I didn't know this for a very long time, because I always thought my drag was the way it's supposed to be, right? And I remember having to think to myself, for me to understand Trudy as a drag queen, I need to get inside Trudy's head.
Yeah,
So for me to understand what Trudy's about and what her drag persona was about, I had to think like Trudy.
yes.
Then I got it.
Then
So
you-
which made
oh,
it easier for me when you came along, and when Rusty came along, I was like, okay, just sit back and be quiet. Let them be Roxy. Let them be Rusty. Let them be who they need to be.
to see how it goes.
Yeah.
By fuck, I started in some way. I was like,
You did.
it went the other direction. At a certain point, it just went, zoop. Nope. That's like, we're not doing that shite. Although it would go down like a fucking storm now with every fucking people.
Some of the stuff that we got away with was like
Oh.
groundbreaking and law breaking.
God, and I'm so glad at the time there wasn't much
Jaw-breaking.
pictures and videos, or there was.
Uh-huh.
It was we Kate that always sat in the front row. Do you remember?
Karen Faulkner with her phone.
Karen Faulkner and Kate was always
And
there.
Wee Lorraine, she never moved.
That's always sitting there. Oh,
Yeah.
fucking pictures. Everything was videoed, and every week Kate always said, "I have videos my show, love." And we used to go up and watch it on TV. It's like, oh my god,
She used to stand outside. Do you remember she had the big fags? What were the Berkeley Blue or something? They were like a snooker key.
Oh, the massive.
And she used to stand there. She got Mary, you like it, big fucking Mary.
Like that fucking
She was tiny and she was so thin. But
Her picture's still in the dressing room.
Oh,
Still above the door.
I love it.
Yep, in the Union Street dressing room when you go upstairs.
And it's that iconic
still-
photograph of her at Pride with
Yep.
her gorgeous wee grey vest on, and she just
Still-
had that beautiful smile.
Yep.
She looked like she was in the happiest place in her life.
She loved Pride. She always had a
She
best day
did.
out.
She did.
And she never drank.
No,
Just smoked weed.
Coca-Cola.
Smoked weed.
Coca-Cola and a wee spliff.
We split loved
That
her
was
life.
her.
But her picture is still, if you ever go to the dressing room one night, you'll see her. She's just
Aye.
literally above the door as you come in and stuck up in the wall because they got all painted and done bits to it. But I made sure that we kept that, get that fucking picture back up there. That stays on. It's been there fucking for years. Even after I left Union Street, went to Maverick for a bit, then went flying the world and then came back, and here I am. It's still there and I love it. It's
I
lovely to
love
see her. It's great.
Never forget her.
Oh, she was a fucking absolute legend. And before we go, what is your likes and dislikes of drag?
My likes are. I tell you what, my dislikes are.
My dislikes getting into drag.
No,
I hate getting into it. It does
no.
my cooping in.
My
I fucking hate it.
my dislike is actually leaving and going home.
Oh, really?
And the reason why, obviously, that I go home is number one, I'm not no spring chicken anymore, and I look forward to getting into bed.
Same.
I
I'm way home at
I don't have dislikes per se. There's not anything about. I love the process. I love waking up and going, oh my god, I'm going to work today. Oh my god, I have a show today. I don't care if I get up. I get up at like 5:30 every morning.
You're from the crack of dawn.
The crack of dawn, and then I love the process of getting ready and having a shower and doing your makeup and picking your outfits and your accessories. And when me and the girls are doing drags to riches, 8 o'clock in the morning, I click, I'm sitting doing my makeup.
At 8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Because then that gives me time to then enhance the show. I wonder if I brought this. I wonder if I tried that.
Did I do that?
And the face is on, and I'm not saying I'm the most perfect of me. I don't really care. I don't care about my look. I've never ever cared about my look. See, when I look in the mirror as Tina and I go, oh, you look lovely. I don't care. If my eyeliner was like one bit's up or one bit's down and I'm missing an eyelash, do you know what I mean?
Happy days.
But I think I would have more of a love than a like, and when I love something, I love hard.
Yes, you really. I'm like
I
really
love
from
hard.
India.
I love the process. I love sitting in front of my wee mirror. I love getting a wee bit of Donna Summer on, or ABBA, or Steps.
Oh, getting in the mood.
Are we getting in a mood? And a wee shuffle. No, a wee shuffled playlist.
But you don't know what's coming next.
Don't know
You're
what's
like,
coming next.
yeah,
I love
that's
it.
brilliant.
And then I get
Yes.
ready. And once I have my face on and I've walked the dog and I have my music on, and you know your big suitcase, your drag case,
Yep.
your drag bag.
I've that many fucking drag
Oh,
bags.
don't
everywhere.
even.
Various sizes and
Yeah.
shapes and different
And
things
then
for what
you-
I want to carry.
And then it's laid out across the bed, and you've got all your bits and pieces, and you go through all your wee sheen bags. I love keeping those plastic sheen bags.
Fucking in the corner. In an area.
Yeah. Do you know the wee slidey latch? The wee slidey latch, and it's sealed as like a seal bag.
They're great for
everything.
putting bows and all that.
Aren't
See,
they
other feather
brilliant?
bows, they're great for keeping all
And they're
them
great for your
fucking safe.
jewellery. Great for your
Brilliant.
jewellery. And even when I get shoes and stuff, I'm a hoarder when it comes to boxes and bags.
Oh, I'm gonna keep that bag just in case you need that for something. Why? I have no idea.
So
But I
going
love
back
it.
to likes and dislikes, I don't like, I love, and it's hard for me to dislike. And you can tell when I dislike, because I would rather deal with it there and then. And you know, as I said earlier on, like for me personally, first and foremost, I didn't even get to say thank you for having me here.
Oh, my fucking pleasure. It's been in the works for a while, but you were off getting the Cagney and Lacey put in.
Cagney and Lacey, my girls, my twins.
Your girly girls.
Now that I'm, and you know, it'll be 17 weeks tomorrow.
Oh,
Post surgery.
fuck, that's went quite quick.
Very quickly when you think about it. It's almost 17 weeks, I think, yeah. And now that I'm here, and because I went through that experience, and because even before the surgery, I was experiencing this thing, I didn't have a fear of saying, I'm not well, I can't do this.
Yes, you don't want to.
I just thought, get on with it, just keep going, just keep going.
Just go do it. Be all right.
Till at the point I went, I can't do this no more.
The pain gets too much.
Too much.
Like, I'm getting pains in my back and lower
Yeah,
back, and I have been
yeah.
for years. But then I've lost weight recently, and it's not as bad. But then my shoes are getting too high, my feet are getting sore, and I'm like, I'm literally like, I don't want to go into a smaller shoe because I'm so like, no, I love a big fucking gorgeous bit, but I'm like,
My wee physiotherapist said to me when when Glenn and his gorgeous husband Gary came to pick me up from Musgrave Park Hospital, he said to me, Tina, make me a promise. And I said, what is it? No heels until June. And then it seemed, what? And he said to me, please and I said, okay, I promise. And I'm going to keep that promise because I miss them so much. I just feel really inadequate.
but like, you just don't feel in drag.
You don't feel like
you're like, or hate people see me in a flip-flop, but sometimes I have to be, because I'm saving my feet from being in fucking agony. Days like Pride, days like these long double gig days I do on Saturday, I need to wear my
like when you're on the float and everybody's looking at you from the hips up, but all the girls are on the float and they're all, yay, and you look down and
Adidas trainers, flip-flops. There's always somebody in just a tight, because there's no shoes, and like the bottom end feet are fucking black.
Skechers.
Welcome to the world. I love a good comfortable fucking shoe.
Oh, you love a good old soft heel.
Mine's great. I don't mind. I was on like love it. Loads of stuff. The dislike is just getting ready sometimes when I'm very tired. You're like, I have to get it. But once there's a certain point in the process, you're like, that is it.
That's it.
I'm boom. Let's go.
You get into it.
The energy appears. Everything appears. I walk out of the house like,
and after a gig, a good long, like a really good quality gig, it's like when the adrenaline is pumping and everybody's enjoying themselves and the music is on and the fist pumps and on. Yeah, Whitney comes on, everybody goes mad, and you know you have to go home. It's when the pain in your feet go.
Yep.
And you take their feet off. Your toes are like popcorn.
Like those wee, did you see the wee Chinese ladies and we used to fold lotus feet? You're like, oh, I'm like, I go back into that back of that fucking floor in the stage and everybody's like, great, how will I know? And I just literally, how will I know? I went fucking, I get in here and shit, and I get into flip flop and a fucking pink flair tracksuit and slip out the back door like a dead corpse.
And I used to think, even before I had left, unfortunately, Union Street back in 2023, what I was doing was I was slipping out of my heels, nobody could notice. And then when I had to get back up on stage, I was slipping back into them.
I'd be looking at something, you just want to take them off a wee bit and hide so nobody can see.
But
I'm so vain, you wouldn't want them to see without. I'm like, you'll never see me without. And I've always, vanity. From the day on I've been really I'm like, you will never see me in a flat, you'll never see me without a wig.
No.
I'll maybe wear a turban, I'll maybe wear a wee short pussycat wig, something. Never bald-headed motherfucker, no chance. I'm like, I am just so particular, and I teach other ones, don't let it, put a fucking necklace on,
put something on.
Look, well, don't let them catch you, because there's fuckers out there that'll save pictures and be like, I can't. But here, Miss Legs Tantrum, thank you so much for joining us on the Laundry Room Podcast. Your laundry is ready.
My laundry is ready.
Yes.
Ready for collection.
Bluetooth device is now connected. Yes, every single Saturday then we are back weekly. Yes. Is Mr. Glenn with you every week?
Every week.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. Cannot wait to be taken over from his then every Saturday. Get away doing it. And it's free in. It's not free. You don't have to pay for it. So we're talking about money and all that carry on earlier. Buy drinks at the bar. It's free in, and it's a great day. It's karaoke. It's crack, and of course the fucking banter. And then I take over at 7 o'clock.
The G&T karaoke show, followed by Roxy Tumbledry plus guests, followed by Wicked White and guests.
Absolutely, myself. And
so you've got full-on drag queen, personified
right through
every Saturday.
All day long, absolutely, and it's all going on. And of course, we've got a refurb. Everything's coming. There's loads coming. Look forward to the summer. Like, the sun is shining, the weather is sweet.
The summer of
Make
2025.
me want to move me dancing feet. That's any Bob Marley there, whatever the fuck it was. Anyway, again, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And make sure you listen to the your podcast, G&T podcast. Sips and Giggles on G&T.
G&T's karaoke.
Sips and Giggles. Yes, it's on Apple. All the places we get your podcasts, and it's out every single week as well. So listen, love, and enjoy, folks. Thank you for listening as well as always. You are amazing. And again, I will see you all on the next one. Until then, be good, be safe, and if you can't be, sure, just get fingered by a man with a coat on. Bye.
Bye.